Hey everyone, welcome back for week 3 of English 112. It's lovely to see all of you again, even though I'm not seeing you, of course. But this is how we are going to interact for the next, I guess, 13 weeks. And so, therefore, I kind of think about me talking to you as if you're here. So, if you ever want to connect with me or like talk to me about your ideas or bounce them off of me, just let me know. I'm happy to help connect you with each other and then also you with me if you would like to have any personalized meetings. Um, but that being said, like we're in an asynchronous online class. And because of that, one of my missions in this life is I want to make the educational experience better for all learners. And so I'm currently getting my PhD in English pedagogy, which is a fancy way of saying how to teach English. I took a teaching college writing class for my doctorate over the summer. And what I'm really excited about is that I'm really excited about making this class more about developing ideas and growth and getting you where you want to be for your careers, as opposed to just a box check on your to do list of courses to get before you get your degree. Now, we all know that this is a requirement, so we're all here together. However, my biggest goal in this life is to make sure that you are lifelong learners. So, because the 111 was a foundational class for like inquiry and research skills, in this particular course, we're working on using research, but also integrating it with literature in disciplinary studies. And then we're also looking at different kinds of formats like APA versus MLA. And so there will be some things that may have similarities to what you did in 111. But in general, I try to make my class as dynamic as possible. And so it was really nice to see how everybody was starting to like lay the foundation of talking about literature last week. And I'm going to jump on there and give you some feedback. I really enjoyed seeing what you all had to say. About who you are and why you're here. And we have a lot of diversity with our group. And so we have high school students and we have folks coming back for a degree for their careers. So there's a lot of different kinds of people. And so in order to make this community as strong as possible, I want to make sure that we're getting what we can out of a course like this. So, you're going to hear some terms that come up over the course of my class. Multimodality is one, which means that I'm going to have you work in different mediums that are not just writing based. And so you might hear that a little bit. You're going to hear the term rhetoric and rhetorical function and rhetorical situation. Some of that you had in 111, but we're going to further develop that. And then we're also going to be doing a lot of presentation work and community engagement with each other for feedback. So I I really want to make sure that my class is as dynamic and as powerful as possible to give you the tools that you need to succeed. If you at any point feel that you need something else, please reach out to me. I'm always available for you. So, for this week, we're going to kind of continue where we were last week, and we're going to continue looking at literature and the context of literature with research. So, we did a lot of that with Walt Whitman and Emily Dickinson, and I know that some of that was like a lot to kind of wrap your head around, especially with poetry. So, this week will be a little bit lighter because we're going to be engaging differently. So what you're going to see here is there's some Langston Hughes poetry. There are links here to these. If for some reason something doesn't work right, if you Google them, they will immediately pop up. They're very, very famous texts. Um, but we're also going to talk about how to write about literature. And so I will be pulling in some of the books from the Norton Field Guide or some of the text from the Norton Field Guide. However, the Norton Field Guide doesn't have as much literature. And so we're going to just do it in a little bit of pieces that we need. In my other class, I usually use the Norton Guide to Literature. And so we're just making do with what we have available to us. What we're going to do with the text this week is that I want you to take some time to really click through all of the poems. And then when you're clicking through, see, here we go. That's when I'll have to fix. So when you click on all of these poems, I want you to read, I want you to talk to the text, annotate them. If you need to do that on Cami or print them out, whatever you need in order for you to like really think through and process. But the readings that we're going to do here is you're going to have the Hughes poetry and Dudley Randall, but you're also going to have these community articles. Okay. And so there are several different pieces that we're going to be bringing in to our research focus on the literature. So you're going to get your first essay this week, assigned this week. So your essay one, you should not go through the process of really brainstorming your essay one until you have a chance to read through your poetry. So, the community concern research proposal is where you are going to write a proposal for a community issue. And so, the community issue is going to be wrapped around some of the things that involve HCC and then the area in Haywood. And so you're going to not only look at who you are as a community member, but how you can impact your community for positive change. And it's going to wrap back from our poems with the poems from the civil rights era and the Harlem Renaissance and how they enact change with writing. And so that is our focus. And so what you're going to do is you're going to have a topic pitch and a half draft, and then you're going to submit not March 16th. Haha. But you are going to submit it and you're going to have an awareness of your rhetorical situation, which we'll get into and do a refresher on. And so I've got some criterias for a successful essay. So this is going to be a proposal, like a research proposal for action. And so in order for us to kind of like get into the mindset of what we need to do to make a successful community problem-based essay is that you need to think through what are the issues in your life and then or what are the issues in your community and then how are you going to address those issues. So there are these potential areas to search right here, so I want you to really think through those. And then also what you're going to see on the bottom is you're going to see a brainstorming community and identity chart. So if you click on that, you're going to see that this activity is going to be a place for you to start thinking through the communities that you are a part of and how they have a direct impact on your life and on who you interact with and what kinds of things you feel like are important and your values. So there are some brainstorming activities here, and in these brainstorming activities, they're going to give you hopefully some ideas of what you can do and how you can have the greatest impact in your area. So that will be what you're going to be doing for essay number one. And to capitalize on this and to get us moving after we brainstorm, is you're also going to do your forum post, which is going to be engaging with your classmates about these issues and getting some ideas on those articles and what's going on. Just a quick reminder, remember your initial post is due Thursday evening so that people have time to respond to you by Sunday. Please be prompt with your responses. We know life gets in the way. Everybody's got stuff going on. But if you can just do your best to have one by Thursday so that people will have time to give you feedback and to give you some ideas, that is ideal for our class deadlines. All right. So I believe that that is what I needed to go over for this week. So if you have any issues or if anything comes up and you need to bounce ideas off of me, I am always available at my email, aavetter@haywood.edu. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend. Bye.